strength and a teeny bit on upper body. So to begin, let's just go to laying down on our back with your knees bent and your feet just a little bit away from your hips. And then just allow the body just to start to settle in there. You can put your hands onto your belly just to connect a little more into the sensation of the breath moving through the body. And then just take a moment just to kind of scan the back of the body, feeling the back of your hip bones, how it connects to the ground, how there's that little bit of airspace underneath your low back, and then that broadness in your upper back, and then just really let the body just be heavy. And perhaps also feel the connection underneath your feet, all the parts that are touching the ground, your elbows, the back of your head. And just relax there for a moment. And then we're going to begin a 3-part breath. So feeling your belly rise up underneath your hands for 3 breaths. Big inhale to fill it up like you're filling up a balloon. And exhale, just let it completely relax again. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Deliberately make it a little bit big. 1 more. And exhale. And then move the hands to your rib cage, and we're going to see if we can send the breath to expanding the ribs out right and left. You're also going to fill up the belly. Inhale. And exhale, everything comes back in. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. See if you can get those ribs out to the side. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to see if we can bring it up to the chest. So we're going to take the breath into like an inhale, and then another inhale to the ribs, and another inhale to the chest. You can put 1 hand on the belly, 1 on the chest. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, everything comes down at the same time. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, everything relaxes. Inhale, belly, ribs, and chest. And everything relaxes on that exhale. And just normal, natural breath from here. Send your legs out straight and then reach your arms up alongside your ears. Take another big inhale here. And then with an exhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Grab a hold of it with your hands and just kind of squeeze it in there. And just let it kind of settle in. Put your left foot on the floor. If your right knee wants to go to the ribs, let that happen. And then put your hands behind your thigh, kind of more in the middle of the thigh. Flex your right foot. And now straighten out your right leg by pressing the leg away from you and straightening out your arms as they hold onto the leg. And push your heel up. Pull your toes down. Push your leg away, pull it towards you, and make your leg shake. And then keep all of that action happening, and then slide the left leg straight with the left foot flexed, and the left leg pressing downwards. So it's a real muscular action in both of those legs. And then release that effort, let go of your hands, and reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. On a count of 5, the arms come alongside the ears and the leg comes down. Coming down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big and open again, big inhale. Exhale, bring that left knee in, grab a hold of it with your hands and squeeze it in. And then put the right foot on the floor. If your left knee wants to go to the ribs, let that happen. And then place your hands behind your thigh, about the middle of the thigh. And then press your leg away to straighten it, sending the heel up, toes down, leg pushes away, arms pull forward, but nothing moves. Everything is muscular. And then slowly slide that right leg straight with the right toes pointing upwards. And keep all that action happening. Put so much effort into it that maybe that leg is even going to shake a little. And then release all of that effort. Reach your hands straight up towards the ceiling. They're going to come alongside your ears and the leg's going to come down. Coming down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring that right knee back in. Hold it with both of your hands. This next series here, we're going to also do standing up. And now take your left arm out to the side, palm down on the ground. Take your right knee out to the side, open it up to the side. Bring your knee back to center. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right arm comes out to the side, palm down. Pull the right knee to the left and let your right hip come up with you. Take a big twist there. And then roll back onto your back again. Pull the knee back in. Place your hands behind the thigh. Send that leg straight, let go of the leg, reach your arms straight up. And here we go, arms and legs coming down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side, big inhale. Exhale, bring that left knee in, squeeze it in. And now the right hand goes out to the side, right palm down, left knee out to the left. Left knee back to center, right hand grabs a hold of it, left arm goes out to the side, palm down. Bring your left knee over to the right for a twist. Let your whole left hip come up with you. And then roll onto your back again. Squeeze that knee back in. Put your hands behind the thigh. Send the leg straight up. Send your arms straight up. And then the arms and the leg come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we'll do it one breath, one movement. Inhale, exhale, bring that right knee in. Left hand to the left, right knee over to the right. Right knee back to center, switch your hands, right hand to the ground, right knee goes to the left side for the twist. Bring your knee back to center, send your leg straight up, your arms straight up, and then the limbs come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, big inhale, exhale, bring that left knee in, squeeze it in. Right hand out to the right, place the hand on the ground, left knee over to the left. Bring the left knee back to center, switch your hands, right hand grabs the knee, left hand to the ground, and then twist over to the right, let your hip come up off the ground. Roll yourself back onto your back, send your left leg straight up, your arms straight up, and then the limbs come down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both of your knees into the chest, squeeze them in, tuck your chin in, and then rock and roll yourself to seated, and then come on to hands and knees position. So in the practice today, some of the movements that we're going to be working with is your tail down, your lower belly in, and your ribs in. So we'll try that in different ways. So just with neutral spine, let's go to the rounded spine, tail down, go to neutral, and then tail up. And then with your tail up, go to neutral again, and just enough so that you feel your lower belly kind of tuck in. And can you feel your lower ribs sort of tuck in? And then from that position, just take regular cat and cow. Inhale for the tail up, and exhale, tail down. And a couple more. One last one. And then neutral position, a little bit of a lift into the lower belly, and as though you're trying to tuck your ribs in. Bring your knees a little closer towards each other, and then send that right leg straight back out like you're flexing your foot and you're trying to push a wall away behind you. And then bring the right knee in towards you, curl, tuck, round, and then send it back out again. 2 more, bring it into the nose, and then out again, and then into the nose, and out again. This time we'll add the left arm, reaching it away, and the right foot reaching away. Now bring them both in, curling in. The left elbow comes up towards the ceiling, and then send it back straight out again. 2 more, bring it in, send it out, bring it in, send it out, and hold here. And so you're pressing your foot away into a wall and reaching forward with that left hand. And then bring your left hand down, shift a teeny bit to the left, and reach your right arm up. A little bit of a tricky one. And then both the hand and the knee come down. Other side. Send that left leg straight back, and so you're pressing your foot against the wall. And then bring the knee towards the nose, rounding your spine. Send it back out again, open the chest, bring it back in, and out, and in, and out. And now reach that right arm forward, pressing back, reaching forward. And then pull the knee in and pull the elbow back, let the elbow come up high. And then send it back out again. Bring it in, and out, and in, and out, and hold it here. Stay steady, right hand is going to come down, little teeny shift to the right as you lift your left hand up. Do the best you can. Awesome, both hand and knee comes down. And then from here into this tabletop position, the inner part of your elbows, we're going to just turn them in and forward a little bit, as though you have 2 pickle jars in your hands and you're trying to turn them both outwards, but your hands are not actually moving. So it's the inner elbows that are sort of turning in and slightly forward, just to really straighten out the arms. And now feel as though you're trying to pull your arms towards each other, but they're not going to move, but you keep that pulling towards each other. And then slowly, with all that action happening, start to bring your hips towards your heels. Keep pulling your arms towards each other. Make it kind of shake even. 1 more big breath. And then with those nice straight arms, come to shift forward again, tuck your toes. We're going to bear pose. Keep those arms really active as you start to lift your knees just a couple of inches. Hold here. So that tail, you can sort of point it towards the back of the mat. It's just a tiny bit, enough to engage that lower belly and feel as though your ribs are kind of tucked in a teeny bit. And then shift your hips up and back and take a wide dog here. Take the feet as wide as the mat, and then bend those knees again. Push your hands forward to shift your hips back a little bit more. And then really activate the arms like they're moving towards each other. And then start to bring your left heel down and keep your right knee bent. Switch sides on the legs. Both legs can go straight. And then right heel down, left knee bends. And then both heels high, and then both heels down. Shift your whole body forward to bring yourself down to your knees and take a completely resting child's pose here. Let your arms completely relax. And then stretch your hands forward again and let them be as wide as your mat, baby fingers onto the edge of the mat. And then we're going to do that same action again, turning your hands like they're going out like pickle jars, out to the side, but they're not actually going to move. And that's just going to turn your upper arms in an external rotation so that the inner elbows kind of move forward. And pull your arms like they've got big magnets towards each other. Let your arms kind of shake a little. Maybe you might feel it in the chest as well. And then shift forward onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees a couple of inches for bear. Pressing down through those straight arms. Keep your knees bent as you shift your hips back to try to get your spine long. And then start to lift your heels and lift your bum up, straightening your legs. Take your feet wide again, and then heels come down and come into a wide dog. Shift your body forward like a push-up position and then drop your knees towards the ground and let your arms relax again. Quick little child's pose here. Bring your hands together, lift your chest up. We'll just rest here onto the forearms. And then we're going to walk the forearms forward. And then actually let's sit back again and sit up onto your heels. And then scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears and then let them just roll right back down again. Noticing that feeling. Let's go back to that forearm position with the hands clasped together. Scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears and then let them just roll and melt away from your ears. A little bit of a tuck with your tail. Lift your lower belly and your ribs tuck in a teeny bit. Slide your right leg straight back. And then slide your left leg straight back. Look towards your toes and see if you can even kind of tuck your tail in a little bit more, lower belly in a teeny bit more, and same with the ribs. And then look forward, trying to open your chest. Keep all that action happening. There might be more shaking happening. And then the next breath, left knee comes down, right knee comes down, and take a complete rest, any rest. Could be on the forearms or full child's pose. Look forward, send your right hand forward, your left hand forward, come up onto hands and knees, tuck the toes, hips up and back, down dog. Take a walk to the front of the mat, as many steps as you want to. When you get there, put your feet hip distance apart and then grab a hold of your elbows with opposite hands and put as much bend into your knee as you want. Let your head be really heavy. Even let your ribs rest onto your thighs if you want to. Notice how you grabbed onto your elbows and then see if you can switch it around to be the opposite way. And then let your hands drop to the ground and fingertips to your shins. And then inhale, lengthen through your spine for a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold over again. We're coming up, bum down, chin up. Reach your arms out to the side and all the way up. And then arms all the way out to the side and down for another halfway lift. Inhale, lift and look forward. Exhale, fold over. Bum down, chin up, rise up. Bring the arms up, and then exhale, fold over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One last time, bum down, chin up, reach the arms out and up. Stay upright, and then let your arms come by your side. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, put a slight bend into your knees. Lift your toes up. so that you can feel the inner arches of your feet kind of activate. And then from there, keeping that activation in the feet, keep your toes nice and wide and bring your toes down to the ground. Put your hands in front of your thighs. Start to straighten your legs, almost like you're trying to press your legs backwards, and your tail kind of sticks out a little bit. And then just slightly turn your tail down so that you start to feel the lower belly sort of activate and keep those ribs in. And then relax your arms by your side and just feel that tall, strong mountain position, everything activated. You can even kind of lift up your kneecaps here. Just feeling that foundation of all standing poses. And then from here, we're going to reach the arms straight out to shoulder height. And then externally rotate your arms so that your palms face upwards. And keeping that strong mountain pose. Keep the arms externally rotated, but you're just going to flip your hands down. Just the forearms are turning. And then flex your hands as though you're trying to press walls away from you. The walls are coming in, but you're pressing them away. Try to keep your muscles active. One more breath. And then with your next inhale, relax your hands, turn your palms upwards and reach your arms straight up alongside your ears. And then exhale, fold over again. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Take your hands to your hips and then bring your hips down, bend your knees. We're coming into a chair variation here. So just keep your torso straight out from your hips like you're a skier. And then arms alongside your body. And then send your arms to the side and then send your arms forward here. And bring your bum down an inch and bring it up an inch. And down and up and down and up. Two more, down, up, down, up. From here, keep your hips down, reach your torso up, come into full chair position. And then press your feet down and lift your arms up, straighten out your legs and arms by your side. Okay, we're going to take another one of those chairs. Put your hands at the top of your hips, send your hips back, and then place your hands onto your knees. And just get comfortable here, keeping the knees back as much as you can. Little tiny bit of a tuck with the lower belly and the ribs in. Reach your arms straight ahead. Your chest is more upright than we just were with that diver's pose. And then if it feels okay, put the arms alongside the ears, holding here, holding. We're just going to hold steady and strong. Two more breaths. Press into your feet, rise all the way up, stretch up, and then arms come down by your side. Bring your arms straight ahead in front of you, clasp your hands together, press your arms away. Keep those ribs in, lower belly engaged, and then reach your arms straight up. You can even look up, make sure your arms are straight, and you're trying to pull your hands apart, but they're not going to move. Just keep pulling them apart. And then relax all that effort and let your arms just come by your side. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms straight up alongside your ears. We're coming down for a forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right leg back, right knee down to the ground. Bring your torso up. Send those arms forward again. Clasp those hands together. Press your palms away. And so we're kind of trying to get a sense of bringing our arms towards each other and pulling them apart at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. And then tuck that tail just the tiniest bit. We're not trying to flatten the low back though. It's just real subtle enough to engage the lower belly. Ribs in, pull those arms up alongside the ears. And now here we're going to shift slightly forward, but not so much that it starts to tilt your hips. And then can you reach up higher with your hands? It might bring the ribs forward a bit, but we're still thinking about keeping them contained. Beautiful. Let your hips shift back, let your hands come down, back knee lifts up, step forward, forward fold. Hands to the shins, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold over, hands down, step the left knee back and the left knee down. Bring that torso back up again. Sense that there's that little engagement of the lower belly, hands together in front of you. Press your palms away. Pull your fingers apart, but don't let them move, and pull your arms together. And then shift them up alongside your ears. Try to keep that pulling apart and bringing together at the same time, and then shift your hips slightly forward. Maybe you can lift up through the chest, little slight back bend. Another big inhale. And then with an exhale, release everything. Hands come to the front of the mat. Back knee lifts. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Coming up, bum down, chin up, rise up, arms up. Stay upright, arms by your side. All right, I'm just going to turn to the side. You can stay facing forward. We're going to do that sequence that we did on our backs. Reach your arms forward and up alongside your ears. Go onto the tippy toe of your right foot. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right knee forward. Grab a hold of it with your hands. Bring it towards your chest. Steady here. Right, flex that right foot. Left hand to the left hip. Next, inhale, open the right knee to the right and maybe the left arm to the left. Nice. Next breath. Bring the knee forward, put your left hand onto it. Just keep your knee straight ahead and then let your right arm go back behind you for a slight twist. A little bit of a wobble. Beautiful. Bring your right hand forward in front of the knee again. Hold onto it and you grab the back of the thigh this time. Bring it closer and then send that leg straight out. Next challenge, keep the leg up, reach the arms up, holding, and then lower the arms and the leg. You got it. Shake it out a little. Other side, reach the arms up, go on the tippy toe of the left foot, heavy on the right foot. With your exhale, bring your knee close to your chest, grab it with both your hands. Put your right hand on the hip, left knee to the left, right arm to the right. Left knee back to center, right hand grabs a hold of it also, and then the left hand let it go down and back for a twist. Left hand comes down and forward, grabs the front of the knee also. Both hands behind the thigh. Send that leg as straight forward as you can. Try to keep it lifted as you lift your arms. Big inhale up at the top. Exhale, everything comes down. All right, good job. Shake it out. Coming back to the top of your mat. Let's go for a vinyasa. Inhale, reach your arms up and up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, step back to full push-up position. And then go back to downward facing dog. Now, it depends on the way that you're facing. We're going to be facing the long end of our mat so that you're going to be facing somewhat towards my direction. So your back won't be towards me. So whatever foot that is, to step to the front of your mat and then spin yourself around the long end of the mat. Hands under your shoulders and then put your hands onto your hips. Slight bend into your knees and come on up, rise up. Keeping those feet wide, take your arms out to the side. Keep your feet about as wide as where your wrists are. And then rotate the arms external, turn those palms upwards. And we're going to spin the right foot towards the short end of the mat. And then place your hands onto your hips and actually bring that right foot back in. Just notice that your hands are at the exact same height. And now we're going to spin the right foot out to the short end of the mat and make sure you didn't drop one hip. Can you even them out again? And spin your back heel back a teeny bit. Start to lift up your front heel, your right heel, to bend your knee over the ankle. When you get the knee right, moving towards that baby toe, then put that heel back down. Did your hip shift down? Can you lift the front hip up a bit, and you're sort of pressing the back hip down a bit. Then reach out for warrior two, steady and strong. So trying to get both sides of the body equal versus that tipping forward kind of warrior two. Now we are going to tip forward. Go ahead and start to tip forward. And then we're going to go back to reverse warrior, reaching the back arm down, front arm up, and straighten out the front leg. Lift your right heel again and start to bend your front knee, and then put your heel back down. Shift forward to extended side angle, front elbow on knee, other arm up and over. Take your left hand to your hip, bring your right hand down to the ground. If you can, put it to the outside of the foot, and then can you roll your left shoulder back, and can you straighten out your front leg? You might want to block under your right hand. Then you can reach your left arm up. It's a different way to get into triangle. Start to bend your front knee. We're rising back up again, so really press into your feet. Come back to a warrior two, and then straighten your right leg, spin your right heel in, hands to the hips, and hands at equal height. Shifting it to the other side, left foot points to the short end of the mat, right heel spins back a teeny bit. Start to lift your left heel as you start to bend your knee, bringing the knee as much over the baby toe side as you can, and then keep those hips equally even, maybe even sort of leaning back into the back hip a teeny bit. Left heel comes to the ground, reach your arms out, warrior two. And perhaps there's a sense of reaching forward and back at the same time. Turn your palms upwards. Let your hips shift forward. And then reach back and straighten out your front leg. Back hand down, front arm up. Next breath, bend that front knee again and put the left elbow on the knee. Right arm comes up and over. Let the right shoulder roll back a bit. And if it feels available, put the right hand onto the floor. You can put your, left hand to the floor, right hand to the hip. Maybe can you take your left hand to the outside of that left foot? Your knee is still bent. And then from there, straighten out that front leg. You might want to block under the left hand. Reach that right arm up. Next breath, start to bend that front knee. Push into your feet, rise back up again. Spin both of your feet to the long end of your mat. Hands behind you, clasp your arms together, hands together. Lift that chest up. And then with an exhale, soft bend into the knees. Hinge forward, knuckles to the sky. And then straighten your legs if you want, and you can take your feet wider. Let your hands come towards your hips and then let the hands come apart. Hands land to the ground. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, turn to the top end of your mat for lunge position. Keep shoulders over the wrist and then step your foot back to meet your other foot for full push-up. Look towards your toes. Sense your tailbone pointing towards your heels and your lower belly in and your ribs slightly in and your hands pressing down. Holding here. Breathing. If you want to tap your knees to the ground, do that, but see if you can come back to that full plank. Take a couple more breaths. Nice and strong. And then keeping that tone in the front of the body, tap your knees to the ground and bring your belly all the way down and take a well-deserved rest. While you're resting there, lift your right leg up, turn your toes slightly in, and then put the leg back down. Lift the left leg up, turn the toes in, put it back down. Just putting a little bit more space into your sacrum there. So your legs will be about hip distance apart or together, whichever is just most natural for you. And now lift your head up and then send your arms out into tented hands with the elbows lifting up. Lift your head up, look forward. Your tail is sort of pressing down, your pubic bone presses to the ground. Inhale, lift your hands up, keep your head and chest up. Now with your exhale, bend your elbows towards your ribs and take your legs apart, wide apart. Now bring your legs together, send your arms straight back out again. You made the letter Y with your body. And now upside down wide, pull your elbows in, legs come apart. Two more, send the arms out, legs in. Elbows in, legs out. Arms out, legs in. Elbows in, legs out, hold here, lifting and breathing. And then slowly come down and take another rest. Make a pillow with your hands. And come up onto your forearms. And then we're going to come over to our back. So lift up your hips, walk your elbows towards your knees. And then hands flat to bring your torso up. Shift your hips to one side. Send your legs forward. And with your feet on the floor and the knees bent, shift your hips so they're kind of landing underneath your knees. And then hands behind your thighs. Bring your hips, your body down, nice and slow. Bring your heels in slightly under so they're also under your knees. Bend your elbows, pointing your fingers to the ground like a cactus arms or gunslinger. Press into your elbows to lift your chest and kind of try and tuck your arms in a little more and your shoulders a little more underneath you. Take an inhale, exhale, push into your feet, lift your hips up. Point your tail towards the back of your knees. And just stay lifted. And then we're going for some pulses here. Lift your hips a teeny bit more and a teeny bit down. Up an inch, down an inch. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Stay up, hold here. Press down through your elbows, chest up, you got it. And then slowly let everything melt down. Let your back get wide again. Get as comfortable as you can on your back. Take your feet wide, arms out to the side, letter T. Windshield wipers over to the left and the right and the left. And the right. Last time, stay to the left with the feet wide apart. See how that feels. If you want a deeper twist, you're going to put your right knee on top of your left. Take your feet wide apart again if they were together, and then windshield wiper over to the right side, and maybe just stay just as you are. That might be perfect for you today. Or if you want to, put your left knee on top of the right. And then open those feet wide again, and then knees straight up towards the ceiling, and then just shift yourself so that you're straight through your spine. And final resting pose here. If there's another pose you'd love to do, maybe knees to the chest with a hug or something, or just take your favorite final rest, either the knees bent or legs straight. And we're just going to do one more hip stretch before we finish the pose, the practice. So if your legs were straight, put your feet on the floor, and then the feet will be hip distance apart. We're going for figure four. Bring the right knee in towards the chest, cross the right ankle over the left knee, move the right knee away. Bring the left knee in, grab behind the thigh and pull it in. Maybe at the same time you can also push the right knee away. And then let that go, let go completely, both feet to the floor. Then left knee in, flex the foot over the right knee, left knee moves away. Bring your right knee in, grab behind the thigh, pull it in, maybe also push the left knee away at the same time. And then release that, both feet to the floor. Roll over to one side and just stay there all curled up. Use your arm for a pillow. Front hand flat to the ground. Look towards the ground as you extend your top leg straight to push yourself up. And then come to your cross-legged position. Close your eyes. Hands settle onto the legs. And check in, how you're feeling. Lifting up through the breastbone. Notice your energy. And then with your inhale, turn your palms up. You exhale, bring your palms in front of the heart. And then bow to your heart to close the practice and open the eyes. And lift the gaze. Thanks, yogis. Awesome work again. Nice and strong.